My favorite player was actually a pitcher, Andy Pettit.
Okay.
I grew up watching Andy Pettit, and I just absolutely loved him, his mindset, how he's a competitor, wanted to win, and I'm also a Christian as well, so like him being Christian, being a kind of a leader that way, and obviously it helps when they have a lot of success, won 5 World Series, so I was thinking about that when the Hall of Fame numbers were coming out the other day. I was like, I wonder if anybody's going to ask that, but yeah, Andy Pettit was definitely my favorite player.
I was a fan of Derek Jeter and Jorge Posada. Those are my two guys. I'm a Yankees fan, so that's kind of who I gravitated towards.
I was a Yankees fan. Derek Jeter was always my favorite player. And, I mean,
you and Anthony George apparently, because you have the same answer. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's from New Jersey, and he always grew up a Yankees fan, so I kind of was born into being a Yankees fan. And now I watch the game, and I have a lot of buddies that are on the border of making the big leagues, and so once they get up there, I don't necessarily like have a favorite team now or a favorite player. I kind of just enjoy watching the game and seeing my buddies make it up there, and hopefully one day get to that point.
Growing up, I was a huge fan of the Marlins. They got World Series champions in '03. Was actually old enough to realize that one, not the 1997 one, but I mean, yeah, it was awesome. I mean, Miguel Cabrera, Pudge Rodriguez, all of them during that team. That just really solidified my love for baseball.
Growing up, had to be Derek Jeter. I mean, just the captain, respect. Like the guy's just the prototypical everybody dreamed of being. But I definitely want to say, as I transformed, definitely as I grew up and realized I was more of a pitcher, Clayton Kershaw.
I wear 15 because of Dustin Pedroia. Dustin Pedroia.
Okay, Dustin Pedroia. Okay.
Yep, I loved watching him play when I was little and going through high school. So I've worn 15 ever since, and it's just kind of carried through.
I think my favorite player was Albert Pujols because my dad would catch, and he said that Albert Pujols, every time they played him, they played a 3-game series, he would leave with 7 hits. So my dad just every day would try and make me mimic Albert Pujols' stance. So that's probably why I'm really spread out in the box. So
it's inspired by Albert Pujols.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Every day I would watch him. So.
Well, Charles Johnson's like my hero. I mean, obviously being a Miami kid and him being me being a catcher and him being a catcher at Miami, I tried to emulate everything he did. And people used to laugh at me because I put the ball between my legs when I was throwing it back to the pitcher. And I mean, that's what CJ does. Like, never been more nervous in my entire life than the days when Charles would show up to practice or games at Miami, and I wanted to make sure that he thought that, you know, the catching position was in good hands, and that he never was like, man, this is the legacy I left and you guys are tearing it down. And I would be nervous. I mean, I remember alumni game, he came and played, and I'm catching, and came up and tapped me on the shin guards with a bat. I about passed out. Like, I was, oh my gosh, like here's my hero, like within arm's reach of me. So, I mean, he was the guy that for me was, you know, my favorite player. And then obviously a lot of the Braves, growing up with no Marlins at the time. Dale Murphy was one of my favorite players, Bob Horner, Ken Obergefell. Like, I can name the whole starting lineup from like the 80s of the Braves just because of TBS. And but CJ is my ultimate. I had a signed poster in my room of him, baseball. Like, that was the guy I wanted to be my entire life. And I mean, I got to live it a little bit, not as good as him, but I got to catch and follow in his footsteps, that's why I wear 23. So that was his number.